Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Viral. I'm glad you're on here on Viral. We talk about the queen of hip hop soul, Mary J. Blige, getting sued by her best friend, her former best friend, Misa Hylton. And these two home friends, what went wrong? And we'll talk about it coming up. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe to this Karen. Tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. The queen of hip hop and R&B soul, Mary J. Blige, getting sued for $5 million by her former best friend, Misa Hylton. You know, Missy, she used to be a style for Diddy and Biggie and Faye Evans, and the rest, including herself. Now, Missy has and went on a lawsuit against the queen of hip hop soul for $5 million, and plus an artist that Missy wanted to have, and Mary still has in her position that Mary won't. Let's see how these best friends now turn into bitter enemies right here, right now.
Has now filed a $5 million lawsuit. Now, I'll be honest, I may be a little biased because of my love for Mary Blige, but is suing Mary J because she is saying that Mary J sabotaged her management relationship with Vado. For those of you that don't know Vado, because I don't know if he has $5 million worth of work out there, he is a New York rapper. He's done music with Little Kim, How Many Millions. He's done music with Mary J. Blige. He was on Marriage Boot Camp with his girlfriend, Tahiri, who used to go with Joe Biden. And last year, he even had to answer reports that him and Mary J. Blige were dating, and he came back and said no, that Mary was just like a sister to him. So Misa is saying that Mary has snaked her because of a new relationship that she is in. She's saying that Mary is in a relationship with a man who's the head of her security. I believe this man is Rasheem Thomas, who TMZ did an article on a couple months ago when Mary was in Mexico or somewhere in the Caribbean with this man. He used to be the bodyguard also for J-Lo. But Misa is basically saying that Mary her working relationship with Vado when she began threatening Vado to shelve him if he did not drop Misa and take her boyfriend, the security guard's company. Sounds like Vado was doing music with Mary, but being managed by Misa. And Mary sent him text messages telling him to drop Misa or that he would lose opportunities, threatened to shelve his records in a supposed email message. And because of that, he dropped Misa, where Misa was entitled to 20% of his earnings. And she's saying that Mary sabotaged it all. I am praying for this to not be true, because if so, it's an indicator that Mary is still letting these men run her. From KC to Kendu, it's like, is she really falling in love with another man and letting her vision get blurry again after everything she's gone through? I hope not. I pray not. And I pray that the two of them get this together, because a 30-year friendship should not be ruined because of a new boyfriend. Have a good
really close as close and get. Now they're no longer talking to each other since earlier this year. What went down? Mary and Missy. What went down? We don't know. We just need more clues. The girl from the Breakfast Club, Lauren LaRosa, broke it down. She sat down with Missy's attorney to break down how all this story came about right here, right now.
Bravado. All right. So spoke to Misa Hylton, and she wanted to make clear, Charlamagne, you would ask some questions about why $5 million and is Vado even making that?
No, what I said was,
That's
has he ever? I said, has he ever made that for Cameron when he was signed to Cameron? Did he ever make that for Khaled when he was signed with Khaled? What made them project $5 million for Vado?
According to Misa Hylton, she says, when you calculate the numbers, Vado was writing for 2 Mary J. Blige albums, as well as 2 tours that he was promised that he was going to go on with her that are now not happening. Allegedly. So Misa says Mary J. Blige removed all of this allegedly, and the number, the $5 million, is not from them anticipating album sales, and it's not because they were supporting her label. It's because he's a super creative writer, vocal producer, and ghostwriter. And the song, for instance, that he has with Mary J. Blige, the Still Believe in Love song, went 10 weeks #1 on the chart. So basically she's saying that like there were things happening, like he was supposed to be on tour, which would have equaled bookings, and he has like writings and different things that he's been doing and was doing that he can't do anymore because allegedly Mary J is like, no, because you didn't come over to this side.
I appreciate all that information, but it still don't answer my question. Did he ever make $5 million for Cameron? Did he ever make $5 million for Khaled? What made him think he could make $5 million? Now, I do agree that if he is stuck in a contract that he shouldn't be in anymore, and Mary is the reason for that, then Mary should let him out the contract. That I agree with.
Yes. And you know, Misa also wanted to make it clear that her and Mary J. Blige and their friendship over 30 years did not end or fall out or wherever it is right now because of Vado, and she did not file this lawsuit just because she's upset that they're no longer friends. To Charlamagne's point, it was about the business and it was about the contract, and it wasn't honored. And you know, if it was the other way around where he had a contract he was supposed to honor with Mary J. Blige or whatever, and he did not do that, they could have taken legal action as well. So you know that she's one.
They say it's when it comes to business,
yeah.
But what if you were already friends? You can say that when people.
Also, wanted to clarify the timeline when we found out, that they have not spoken. But there's a ton of different things that happened within that year. She said, Jess, she heard you say that you saw them at the Strength of Woman content in 2024, and she wanted to make it clear she alleged that J. Blige wasn't even speaking to her because she released collaboration of her own. What's wrong?
No, because so much going on and like directly to me while all this is happening. But okay. People be listening. All right.
Yeah, I think she just wants to clear things up because even though, you know what I mean?
I didn't realize it. They literally sat on the panel together. Which we don't know what's happening, right? That's
Not
just
fully.
another example. You don't know what people are really going through behind closed doors, because I swear, like, it seemed like everything was fine. Like, they were in the same rooms. We were behind stage together. Like, oh, I don't like that bitch. And, you know, Misa not supposed to be, I don't like, you know, it wasn't giving that energy. And these are two women that know how to govern themselves with or without drama, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you who don't give a damn about none of this.
Who?
Mary Jane Blige.
I know.
Okay, if you do that video that you sent me yesterday with Mary on stage, and Mary just like, man, sing the damn song so I can get up out here. If you think Mary care about any of this, you out your damn
Crazy.
mind.
That's why I ain't got nothing from that side. All right.
What Missy Hinton's views between her lawyer. Her lawyer detailed everything on what went down with Mary and Missy and how this relationship went from good to bad. It's just crazy to me that two best friends no longer fell apart because of a broken business deal. And artists that Missy wanted, but Mary didn't want to give up. Let's hear what you people had to say. You people had a lot to say about Mary J. Blige and Missy Hinton's friendship gone bad. Let's tell what you had to say on what people say.
The word I need to look for so I don't get sued. I suspect, I don't know it to be the truth, and I'm not passing this off to be the truth. I suspect both of them was hunching this dude. Misa and Mary been friends for way too long. Misa and Mary have been friends for way too long for them to be at this point. For them to be at this point over this business situation. And when you read what the problem is, you could tell they fighting over dick. Listen, in a turn of events that no one saw coming, longtime friends Misa Hylton and Mary J. Blige are embroiled in a court battle over a sour business deal. According to allhiphop.com, Blige is being sued by Misa Hylton and rapper Vado for allegedly derailing his career, withholding his album to dissolve their business ties. The $5 million lawsuit filed in New York claims Blige sabotaged their relationship to sever Vado's management contract with Misa Hylton's agency, Misa Management. The Grammy Award winner is accused of withholding Vado's completed album to pressure him into cutting ties with Hylton, a long-term associate of the R&B singer and former stylist. Hylton and Vado assert that Blige and her company, Beautiful Life Productions, interfered with a signed management agreement that entitled Misa to 20% of the rapper's earnings. According to the court documents, Blige allegedly persuaded Vado to abandon Misa during private yacht gatherings, hotel meetings, and exclusive events where Misa's representatives were intentionally left out. The lawsuit claims that Blige's security chief, described as her boyfriend, sought to sign Vado himself, urging him to ink a new contract without legal counsel and warning him he would lose out on opportunities if he stayed loyal to Misa. All right, so maybe her and Misa ain't fighting over no ding-a-ling because Mary got a man, but this just does not feel like the dealings of two people who were in a peaceful place before all of this happened. Now, 20% management fee. I mean, I don't know the way the deal was structured, but I was about to ask, what would it be to Mary what Misa was getting, as long as she get hers off the gross and not the net, unless that ain't how it worked. Now, could there be a world where Mary was trying to actually help him and save him? Because 20% of somebody's money is a lot of money to get. I don't know. What I do know is I don't like this. What I do know is I do not like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I think $5 million is a lot of money. And if I'm do that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's probably enough money for me to fall out with somebody too. But we've never heard any static between Mary J and Misa, and I just totally hate that this is going on in these two ladies' relationships. My credibility.
Mary attempted to sabotage her business relationship with rapper Vado. Vado? I don't know who this is. Let me see what he looked like. Okay, well, this is Vado. Well, Misa's complaint claims she signed Vado to her Misa Management Company back on July 25th, 2023, and that he then signed with Mary's company, Beautiful Life Productions, on October 1st, 2023, thus interfering with Vado and Misa's management agreement that entitled Misa's agency to 20% of the rapper's earnings. Now, Misa believes that Mary used her influence to isolate Vado and persuade him to break his management contract with Misa during private yacht gatherings, hotel meetings, and exclusive events where Misa nor her management representatives were present. Wait a minute. Is Vado and Mary J. Blige dating? Google that, because I do remember she was allegedly dating somebody.
A year ago, there were rumors, and Vado said
Allegedly.
no.
Okay. Well, Misa also alleges that Mary's head of security described as her boyfriend also wanted to sign Vado. Wait, so Google that. And told him that he would lose an opportunity if he stayed with Misa's management company. Now, documents allege that in private messages, Mary said she would not release Vado's album under her, which he completed in July 2024, or allow him to tour as long as he stayed with Misa's management. Misa argues that Mary shelving Vado's album left him in economic servitude unable to repay advances tied to his recording deal and make any real money for himself. Now, Misa is currently seeking $5 million in damages for breach of contract, emotional distress, and interference with business relationships. Misa's attorney told our friend Laura LaRosa that she tried every possible avenue to resolve the business matter between the two amicably. However, Mary and her team have not been responsive. Now, the lawyer is saying, unfortunately, it's unbeknownst to us why Mary J. Blige and why her camp completely cut off, Miss Hylton. It's very unfortunate that it had to go down like this. Meanwhile, Mary has seemingly addressed the lawsuit online. Take a look at the tweet. If people don't reciprocate your love, time, and energy, they are not good investments. Get rid of them ASAP and take care of you. Love you. Damn.
So
let's be real. Who the hell ever heard of this guy Vado? I think he did Love and Hip Hop, but this guy isn't someone that they're gonna get a return on their money on. Let's be real. He's not worth $5 million. He's not the next Drake or Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but let's get back to Misa Hylton and Mary J. Blige. This is a type of friendship that be on some competitive shit, secret jealousy, secret animosity towards each other. This friend right here has it all, has way more than this friend, but even still, she don't want to see this friend even etch up on her. You know what I'm saying? They secretly hate each other, talk about each other behind each other's back, be on some weird shit with each other, but yet they still hang around each other 30 years in. So this whole hustling her for $5 million over an artist that nobody gives a damn about, knowing damn well neither one of them are going to get a return, and her stealing her artist that ain't worth $1. You know what I'm saying? Says a lot about their friendship. And there's a lot of friendships like this, where y'all hang on to each other, talk about each other behind each other's back, don't have each other's best interests, sleep with each other's men, steal each other's jobs, don't even like each other, but y'all be picnicking with each other and doing Sunday brunch with each other. I've been seeing a lot of discourse on my timeline about women complaining about other women, about how, I had a friend who I found out that she did the XYZ to me, or I had another friend who, there was a recent situation where a bunch of girls jumped a girl at her baby shower and she lost a baby. You know what I'm saying? But yet y'all want to judge the chick that don't deal with women. Check my, I don't want to hang out with a girl who's not a girl's girl. There's a lot of reasons why women are not girls' girls. Because some of y'all bitches ain't shit. Let's be real. Some of y'all bitches don't want to see, y'all don't want to see nobody do better than you. You see this right here? See this dynamic? I see that a lot. They weren't friends to begin with. Your thoughts?
Basically was like, if you don't drop Misa, you're not going to be able to drop this album. Misa, of course, felt like it was not business. She felt like it was personal. She felt like you did all these little things to get to him when I wasn't around, because you knew that if I was around, of course I'm gonna say something. And Mary J. boyfriend, which is also her chief of security, he wanted to sign Vado himself. He even pressured the dude into signing a new deal with nobody there, no lawyers, no managers, no nothing. Basically, he's being told if he don't leave her, he ain't gonna have no opportunities. He ain't gonna be able to do nothing. If he don't leave her, he not dropping no album. He ain't going on tour. Misa say she need $5 million. She says she want $5 million for emotional distress, breach of contract, and also for digging into her fucking business. Really hard to believe, because they were really, really good fucking friends. Like, for real.
To the tune of $5 million. The kicker is her former stylist, and I thought friend of like 20 plus years, Misa. Like, I know they were friends. Misa and rapper Vado allege that Mary J is actually Miss Shady Boots, and she sabotaged his career, looking to be compensated to the tune of $5 million. Misa has a management company. She signed Vado to a management deal July of 2023. Vado then signs a record label deal with Mary J in October of 2023. I think it's in the best interest of the artist for your record label and your management company to be two separate entities. Also two separate entities that have to get paid. Vado's management deal with Misa says that they would get 20% of the rapper's earnings. Vado says once he's signed with Mary J, they tried to ice out his management company. They would have meetings without management. Vado says they wanted him to sever ties with Misa and sign a management deal with Mary J's chief of security, who's also allegedly her boyfriend. Yeah, no thank you. But they're telling Vado you're gonna get way more opportunities if you do it this way. They're trying to ice out and undercut your artist management. Definitely would be shady if true. Vado goes on further to say that he completed an album as a part of his deal. The album is turned in and ready to roll. Vado says Mary shelves the album. She's not gonna let him release it until he drops Misa. Now when you get signed, you get in advance, you put out that album, go on tour, trying to recoup all of those funds and make more money. Vado says, because you're not allowing me to drop it, I can't do nothing. I'm in economic servitude. Well, that's where we get the $5 million in damages. All of this is, of course, alleged, hopefully not true, but you know it's always text messages involved. So we'll see how that goes.
$1 million by a former friend of 30 plus years. Misa Hylton used to style Mary J. Blige back in the early 1990s, back in the early 2000s, and they have remained a friendship this entire time. However, in July of 2023, Misa signed rapper Vado, I don't know who that is, under Misa management, okay? Then in October 2023, Mary J. Blige signed him under Beautiful Life Productions. Everything seemed to go good until him and Mary started taking some trips, having some meetings, and Misa was never accompanying him to any of these events. All right, now in July of 2024, he completed his album, but allegedly Mary J. Blige was sending text messages saying, hey, if you don't leave Misa management, I'm not gonna release your album. Now, the rumor is her security guard, which they're saying, AKA her boyfriend, wanted to sign Vado for himself. So this was their way of getting Vado from under Misa management so that her boyfriend / security guard could sign him. Now, they are saying due to Mary J. Blige shelving this album, it has caused him economic servitude. He is unable to repay any of the advances that he had taken that was tied to his recording deal. It stopped him from making any money during that time. So they are currently seeking $5 million in damages for a breach of contract, emotional distress, and interference with the business relationship. This is really new, so as soon as I find out more information, I will let you all know.
Beside with Mary. This is kind of like two best friends no longer together, and now they go on like separate ways and they grow apart from each other. That happens, but in this case, we hope that Mary and Missy work it out and keep things private. And they had their settle in their discourse. Things just didn't work out for the best of their both of the benefits. So they move on to new horizons, new chapters. Thank you all for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendra Dick says so long. We'll see you next time for another edition of Viral. Hello, everyone.